AMI, the deeper conversation.
Welcome to the Prosperity Playground. This is George. My beloved Tracy is absolutely here with us in meditation. We are creating this vortex together of awareness, of intentionality, of consciousness. Today is day 8 of this quantum manifestation, quantum creation laboratory that we're playing in. Day 8 is I just love the simplicity of this transmission. For me, this is sort of one of those principles that reminds us that the way we do anything is the way we do everything, because it talks about stewardship of our planet and how it actually does impact our experience of creating, attracting, and manifesting. So we'll get right into it. I'll share the principle. We'll do the neuro squeegee and we'll find the invitation. My stewardship of our Mother Earth hostess strengthens my ability to create, attract, and manifest my desires and steward the resources entrusted to me. And so it is. Now, I don't know why more didn't come through. I don't know why this principle isn't longer. I think it's, for me, its quintessence is in its simplicity. Its elegance is in its simplicity. I'll read it one more time and then we'll do the neuro squeegee. My stewardship of our Mother Earth hostess strengthens my ability to create, attract, and manifest my desires and steward the resources entrusted to me. And so it is. Now let's give our bodies, mine too, every opportunity to receive this wisdom. We'll start with an exhale to empty out our lungs, and with 3 deep breaths, we'll free our nervous system and open those old neural pathways. As we release that breath, remember that as our bodies relax, we are opening our nervous system by freeing each little neural pathway, each little neuron, one from the other. Second breath. Feel your body relax with each breath. You can do this anytime. This process is free. This practice is free. It costs you nothing to do this anytime you need to. Third breath. And release this breath with a sigh. Feel your body relax even deeper. Every time you exhale, an old neural pathway from yesterday releases its grip, gives you the freedom today, in this moment, to choose a new way of doing, a new way of being, a new way of choosing how to feel, how to think, how to act, how to speak. So when we look at the idea of stewardship and taking care of our planet, it's not just taking care of not polluting or recycling or turning off the lights in a room when you leave, or setting the thermostat a little bit hot, cooler, a little bit warmer, whatever whatever efforts you might undertake in a given day to preserve, conserve resources, use a little less water, take a cold shower instead of a hot one, whatever it is that you undertake today. Save paper, send a PDF instead of print it out, whatever. Is that the consciousness that goes into that affects and impacts and informs how you create, attract, and manifest that which you desire. For instance, if you conserve, and I'm holding up air quotes, conserve energy because you're afraid of spending too much money or wasting or afraid of something running out, then that is an entirely different energy. Same stewardship perhaps, same activity, same action perhaps, but an entirely different energy than one of being mindful of that energy. And it might be your use of that energy or that resource or that particular resource. Now, there might be a fine line. It might be a fine line because the behavior appears to be the same. And I know that I know. And I might not be able to point to a particular set of experiences in this moment that prove to you that if you do it with a positive attitude or you do it with a negative attitude will result in a different outcome. I just know from enough experience that that's the case. And I think me just saying that, you hearing that, tells you the same. I think you know, like you know that if you withhold something out of fear or conserve something out of awareness, consciousness, hope, enthusiasm, your outcomes will be different. I think you know the truth of that. And if you don't, my invitation is to experiment with your stewardship of the natural resources the earth shares with us. For instance, let's just take chopping vegetables as an example. If you trim an artichoke, let's just say, to prepare an artichoke, and you cut the tips off and you trim the bottom carefully and you dispose of some of the leaves on the outside so that you leave the tender part of the flower intact, and then cook and prepare that. And you do that from a place of love and appreciation of the deliciousness of the flower, and appreciation of the beauty and the magnificence of its design. You cook that artichoke and you eat that artichoke, and that artichoke will be delicious. But if you chop those tips off because those pointy things are so annoying, and you think, well, boy, what a waste of time. I'm taking off all these leaves and throwing them away. Such a waste. I'm so sad about that, blah, blah. You will have two completely different experiences. Now, the artichoke may not be the greatest example. You may be allergic to them. You may not enjoy them. You may not ever have had one or prepared one. Even if you go to the store and you pick up an artichoke and you look at it and take in the beauty of it. Another one that I'm a total fan of is Romanesco. It's a cross between sort of cauliflower and broccoli. You got to really look at one of these things sometime. Anyhow, it might not be the season for it. It might not be available in your market right now. Whatever it is, whatever you seek, however you seek to steward the earth's natural resources today, try doing it with a noticing of the energy you're holding in your heart as you do it. Just observe. Just notice. Are you caring for that particular resource with love and mindfulness and appreciation? Or are you doing it begrudgingly or doing it with fear, like, oh, I'm running out of this resource? Now, and notice the experience you have, and notice what your level of creativity, notice what voice you bring to the world that day or today. Because I promise you, this is directly related to money and wealth and opportunity. I can tell you how many times I have presented an invitation and been in fear and been in the thought, I have to close this sale, I have to make this money, I have to seize this opportunity. And somehow that energy has been in the space. And it didn't work out. It didn't come to fruition. And at the same time, or at other times, when I've presented an opportunity or approached an opportunity with love and service in my heart and enthusiasm for the opportunity and a sort of healthy unattachment to the outcome, just knowing I have these gifts, I'm proud and honored and happy to share these gifts. I'm overjoyed with gratitude that I get paid to share these gifts. And I share these gifts. I'll share these gifts today and tomorrow and the next day, whether I do it with this particular individual or not. And those seem to be the ones that turn into opportunities that seem to close with regularity. And so my invitation is to experiment for yourself. And if I ask you to take my word for it, I only ask you to take my word for it until you have your own experience of it. Otherwise, take it or toss it, as we say here. So my invitation is to really notice how you steward the natural resources of our planet today. And notice how you steward your own gifts today. And notice that the difference between the two experiences of when you steward them with love and compassion and generosity and hope and enthusiasm and gratitude, and when you steward them in fear or in lack or scarcity, and notice the differences in the outcomes. That's a scientist. That's what we're here for. That's why we're in the laboratory, to experiment with these principles and find out for ourselves that God, Spirit, Source, Universe, Higher Self, however we describe this mysterious energy, is in fact co-creating with us every single day, and we participate in that co-creative partnership in every moment of every day. And you do that with enthusiasm versus fear. You do that with confidence versus lack. You do that with gratitude versus scarcity, and you will notice a difference. I believe that with all my heart. And not only that, you will make, if you do that today, in every deliberation, in every opportunity you get, return to love. Leave scarcity and fear behind and return to love, enthusiasm, and gratitude. And you absolutely will make today as amazing as you are. And that you will steward the natural resources of this planet will be a bonus. So we'll see you tomorrow at the playground. Bye for now.
AMI, the deeper conversation.